Welcome back to Primetime News. A special welcome to folks watching on onespotmedia.com. There's a state of siege and uncertainty in Haiti this evening following the assassination of President Jovenel Moise. The country is under martial law, even as reactions to the deadly early morning incident continue. Locally, Prime Minister Andrew Holness calls the incident shocking and tragic. We'll hear more on that later on. But first, our extensive coverage of the events that stunned the world begins with Dwayne Anderson.
Haiti was plunged into turmoil Wednesday morning following the assassination of its president at his private residence. Jovenel Moise was shot and killed around 1 a.m. when attackers described as well-trained killers stormed his home. Haiti's First Lady, Martine Moise, was shot in the attack and was flown to Miami for treatment. Officials claim that a video showing armed men prior to the shooting was part of a ploy by the killers to pose as fake Spanish-speaking agents. Following the assassination, the acting prime minister declared a state of siege in a message to the nation. A state of siege means all the country's borders are now closed and martial law has been imposed, with Haiti's military and the Haitian police force empowered to enforce the law. The acting prime minister vowed to bring justice to those involved in the president's assassination. He added that he did not want the nation to plunge into chaos.
I just presided over a cabinet meeting this morning and we decided to put the country under the state of siege. I share the pain and the suffering with the president's family. Making sure they were okay was my first priority this morning. I'm calling on the people to stay vigilant and stay calm in this difficult moment.
Patrick Bryan is Professor Emeritus in History at UWI. He said social issues had been growing in Haiti leading up to Wednesday's attack.
This is at least the third time that a president has been assassinated in Haiti, actually. And I can't say it's usual, but this is what happened. I think it reflects the kind of political instability that Haiti has suffered from.
Dwayne Anderson, TVJ News.
So, what is the backstory? Who is Jovenel Moise and why would anyone want him dead? Giovanni Dennis has this contextualizer.
The president of Haiti was a businessman. He owned an auto business and did groundbreaking work in agriculture. He assumed office in February 2017 on the back of a disputed election in October 2015. His time in office was turbulent. He faced accusations of corruption, and there were widespread demonstrations in the capital, Port-au-Prince, and other cities earlier this year calling for him to step down. The opposition argued Mr. Moise's 5-year term should have ended in February 2021, citing a constitutional provision that starts the clock on the term once a president is elected rather than when he takes office. But the impasse heightened as Mr. Moise held on to power, insisting he had 1 more year to serve as he did not take office until February 7, 2017, a year after his predecessor Michel Martelly stepped down. Mirtha de Zulime is president of the Haiti Jamaica Society.
There has been a lot of political tension since 2018, and things got worse on the 7th of February 2021 when the president's term ended, but he claimed that he still had another year and refused to step down. There have been a lot of marches for the past few years asking the president to step down, even before his term ended. And gangs had taken over the country, lawlessness reigned, kidnappings, murders, assassinations. There have been a lot of high-profile assassinations.
The killing comes days after the president announced he was electing a new prime minister to tackle rising crime. Mr. Moise promised political stability to his nation. It's now anything but stable since his assassination early Wednesday. He was born June 26, 1968. He was 53 years old. Giovanni Dennis, TVJ News.
And back home, there have also been reactions to the Haitian president's assassination. The Prime Minister, the opposition leader, as well as the Foreign Affairs Minister and her opposition counterpart are all speaking out.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness called the news of the assassination of Jovenel Moise shocking and tragic. He says he's met and spoken with President Moise many times, and in all his interactions with him, particularly within the context of CARICOM, he found him to be a man committed to seeing Haiti take her place in the world. Mr. Holness addressed the matter as he spoke at the groundbreaking of a new wing at the Bustamante Hospital for Children this morning.
Haiti is our close neighbor and our sister in CARICOM. And we have had a long and friendly history with Haiti. We wish for the people of Haiti peace and stability at this time.
Foreign Affairs Minister Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith reacted to the development at this morning's post-cabinet press briefing.
Jamaica wishes to reiterate its solidarity and support to our sister country, to our neighbor, to our fellow CARICOM country and its people at this terrible time, as well as to members of the Haitian community who currently reside in Jamaica. All of us in the region have been closely watching the developments in our sister country, Haiti, and we have been offering our support and best wishes for their return to peace and stability.
Both opposition leader Mark Golding and the opposition spokesperson on foreign affairs Lisa Hanna have commented on the matter. They noted that the incident has cast a dark cloud over the region. But there have also been concerns that CARICOM and Jamaica have been unresponsive to the political unrest in Haiti. Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith says CARICOM has been watching the developments in Haiti closely.
In fact, the matter of Haiti was very much on the agenda of heads who met on Monday and Tuesday of this week. President Moise was to have joined us yesterday morning and was detained by other matters. As you recognize clearly, the situation was even more dire than one could have anticipated.
Vashan Brown, TVJ News.
And the world is still reacting to the assassination. The White House has called the killing a horrific crime. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson also expressed shock and called for calm. Colombian President Ivan Duque called for the Organization of American States to send an urgent mission to protect the democratic order in Haiti. Now, Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez condemned the incident and called for the unity of the political forces to find a way out of the crisis. Meanwhile, the Organization of American States, OAS, General Secretariat says the killing of Mr. Moise is an affront against the entire community of democratic nations it represents. The OAS, in a statement, said political assassinations have no place in a democracy. Now it called for an end to an irresponsible policy that risks undermining the future of Haiti.